you don't have any friends, and I am here to tell you why and how we can fix that. So picture this, right? You're 15 years old, you're in school, you see your friends every day, you play football with your friends after school, you go on FIFA with your friends after school when you don't have football. And I'm actually, sorry, I'm going to be playing FIFA for this video. It's very fitting and there's a reason for it. Now, 10 years pass, you finish uni, your friends have finished uni, some of them have apprenticeships, some of them didn't go to uni, some of them moved away. And before you know it, no one's got money to go to the pub anymore. Pub culture has died, and you're sat on a Thursday night and a Friday night in your room playing FIFA. Still, it's a different FIFA. You don't know where the time went, but you also don't know where your friends went. Now, I don't think people speak much about how there's a massive loneliness epidemic going on, not just in the UK, but around the world at the moment. And it seems like backwards because the internet is so like crucial to people's lives and how people live their lives on a daily basis, right? You get on the train in the morning to go to work and everybody's on their phone, everybody's on the internet. So why doesn't anybody have friends? Now, I feel like the internet has kind of become the rat race that like the middle of a city would be on a Monday morning when everybody's going to work, right? Everybody's demanding your attention, everybody's demanding your money, everybody's telling you they've got the answer to give you more money. But the one thing that isn't on the internet anymore is like true friendship, right? Unless you're playing Xbox or PS5 with your friends playing FIFA, how do you be friends with people in 2025 when you're like in your mid 20s, right? It's kind of crazy. So the good news is I'm here on this channel and I'm not going anywhere. I make videos every week and I will be your first friend. That sounds kind of crazy and a bit patronizing, but while I'm a small channel, I actually have the ability to reply to DMs and chat to people and reply to comments and stuff like that. So if you want to get to know me and like see more about how I navigate my life, then follow me down below. And I know that sounds a bit beggy and a bit weird, but honestly, I can only speak on what I know. So I'm going to talk about myself. And if you can learn about me, then you can maybe learn about yourself. And you know, some stuff will relate to you and some stuff won't, but I'm sure you'll be able to differentiate and tell. So that said, I'm your first friend, and this isn't like a coincidence, right? You found this video because you're on the internet looking at videos about why people don't have friends, like why friendship is such a struggle nowadays. And honestly, one of my honest opinions of why people struggle with friendship nowadays is just because the world is so transactional, right? If you don't play football, then you're not going to have football friends. If you don't work in a job where you have a lot of colleagues, then you're not going to have friends from work. And that's just how it is. And like, sorry, like horrible, honest truth here. When you leave your job, you probably won't speak to any of your colleagues. If you lose your job, if you move jobs, you'll have different colleagues, right? Friendships are very, very transactional nowadays, but there is a solution, but it's not an easy one. Like, it does involve putting yourself out there and taking a risk and being a bit of a yapper and being a bit of an oversharer. Now, I'm somebody that is like fortunate enough to have a few different circles of friends, right? Now, I don't spend a lot of time with all of them. I spend a little bit of time with a few of them and a bit less time with the others. And that's okay, right? Life gets busy when you're in your 20s. But honestly, as bad and as horrible and as comparison culture filled the internet is nowadays, it's also like a great place to make friends. Now, I made some videos on this channel a little while ago about how I started collecting Pokemon cards again, which is like very, very random. I'm not saying collecting Pokemon cards is the way to make friends, but it was for me. I met some great people through communities on Pokemon and like buying and selling Pokemon cards. And it turns out that like, even though it's a kid's hobby and a kid's like the IP is based on a kid's anime and like video game and stuff like that, that a lot of people are the same age as me. They liked it when they were kids just like I did. And I think you'd honestly be so surprised about the amount of communities out there that like fit what you're interested into, what you're interested in, what am I saying, and what you like. FIFA, for example, is one of them, right? If you're a gamer, there's a million different online gaming communities and gaming discords and Twitter spaces and Instagram broadcast groups and stuff like this that are out there for you, and like YouTube channels full of comments from people that are the same as you, right? That like the same stuff that you like. And I've just started my FIFA game, so let me just like sit back and chill while I yap. But honestly, all these places online are places where you can easily just get involved and join in. It doesn't involve you walking into a crowded, like, scary pub full of people the same age as your parents that, you know, are judging you based on what you drink. Like, the great thing about the internet is it's the place to share and it's the place to get to know people, but you can honestly share as much as you want or as little as you want, and sharing is the key, right? I literally connect with so many people on a daily basis in this Pokemon community because I share what I'm up to, I share what I'm collecting, I share how my day's going, I ask how their day's going, and honestly, none of it is transactional. I don't get anything from like asking people. I just scored, by the way. I don't get anything from asking these people how their day's going or asking about, you know, how's their kids' collection going with their Pokemon cards, because a lot of people my age now have kids, right? Apparently that's a thing. And that's another way that like people in the same age group as you can be split up. There's people that are in different stages of their lives. There's people that are on their second marriage. There's people that are in their first marriage. There's people that aren't married at all. There's people that aren't even in a relationship. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got people with 3 kids that are the same age as you, right? You've got people that have moved country. And that's honestly how a lot of friend groups can break down. But the reality is, right, one of my mates I will only ever chat to when I'll hop on Discord and we'll play some games of CS like on a weeknight after work. And that's just our time to chat, and that's how we connect. And, you know, I don't live particularly close to him. I don't live particularly far away from him, but we'll go for a meal every once in a while with like some of our other friends. But that's the only way I connect with my friend, and that's fine. I'm here to literally be like, there are no rules. Society will make you think there's rules, but the truth is there isn't. There aren't any rules. You can literally do what you want. And that's something I've kind of become more comfortable with recently. There was probably a phase where, like, especially after lockdown, you know, after it was like, oh, you know, we're allowed to go out again. This is obviously years ago now at this point. We're in 2025. Like, lockdown isn't as relevant as it used to be. But when we were allowed to go back out and, like, the pubs were open, the clubs were open, the bars were open, you know, we're in our mid-20s at this point, and it's like, there's probably this unknown, like, sort of unspoken pressure that you kind of should go out and you should be connecting with, like, alcohol involved, or, like, you should be going out for food, like, in the ways that would, like, seem a bit more normal than sitting on a game indoors. But honestly, if that's what you enjoy, then it's going to make you happier. And there's no like substitute for that, right? If that's what you want to do, that's what you should do. I think if you're not careful, you can end up doing stuff that you aren't happy doing just because you feel like you should do it. And that's as much of a lonely place to end up in as like having no friends at all. So I think however you like to connect with your friends, or however you like to connect with people, I think just do it. I'm here to tell you there are no rules. And if anyone asks who made up these rules, then just say it was me. I made this rule. Just honestly, no matter however you identify, if you like playing video games and chatting to your friends that way, just do it. Anyway, this has been a nice yap session. I actually edited this video a little bit. I'd never normally do this, but I didn't want to chew people's ears off too much and not make any sense, because actually it turns out playing FIFA is a little bit more of a difficult task when it comes to making a video. I'm not really at that level of multitasking yet where I can just rattle off a one-take wonder without any cuts. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this different style of video, and let me know if like you relate to any of this. Let me know if it helped you. Let me know if you thought it was absolute rubbish. Drop a dislike if you didn't like it, because that actually helps me to know what people liked and didn't like. And also, if you're dying of hate, I've been itching my eyes a lot in this video. If you're dying of hay fever as well like me, let me know and we can bond over that. How about that? Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.